Hey guys, this is Jamie. So this week I'm talking about American consumerism and specifically certain aspects of how consumerism specifically is sort of projected onto us, despite not being American, like I'm European, for instance, and it creates a really weird internet dynamic. Like, I understand that we should all take the internet with a grain of salt and everything, but sometimes, obviously, we want to understand certain issues like sustainability, how to, well, not fuck up the planet, what can we do, and etc. But very often, obviously, the people speaking are or can be very unaware of what's going on, or cannot literally see outside of like their state or America. So in regards to Sheen, I wanted to say that yes, I understand it's unethical. Yes, I understand that influencers get paid, but at the same time, I feel like much more attention is getting thrown onto the average person, regardless of their income, and specifically, obviously, America's a very, very capitalistic sort of distress. You have the American dream, you have everyone thinking that anything communistic or socialist is bad. I mean, come on, they really think that Joe Biden's a communist. I mean, I don't know where to go after that statement, you know? So I really wanted to talk about that, and specifically, I don't think that influencers get enough fire for buying or for doing these hauls at Shein. And that's specifically what I want to talk about. So people kind of address vaguely when they criticize Shein, sort of like, okay, this is bad. The influencer doing the haul is bad, but even if the influencer is doing the haul, we don't address certain things like private jets, and no one really is taxing like influencers or like paying attention to the private jets unless it's like Kylie Jenner or something, or people give excuses for Rihanna, or people don't care that Taylor Swift flies all the time. So it's kind of very strange that people feel like because they speak to this anonymous entity that is the YouTube watcher or a TikTok scroller or whatever, they feel like they can tell them to stop doing hauls, and they sort of see their viewer as a sort of average whatever they have in their heads. So obviously they'll be like, don't support Shein, don't do this, don't do that, because obviously and understandably they understand that if they were to do a video to criticize Taylor Swift or Rihanna or Kylie Jenner, probably they'd never hear about it. But when it comes to someone who is already watching your content, you can influence them to make a change. And this is where I tend to disagree a lot. I really feel like people are very American focused and really sort of like to pile up on the viewer, because factually they think that because they have influence over them, they should be in similar shoes, and therefore they can criticize Shein to raise awareness about Shein being bad. But well, in reality, a lot of people just buy it out of pure necessity, and they don't understand that in other countries or even in American situations, you can't afford to buy certain things. And when we see these Shein hauls, like, it also like baffles me as well, because these people actually willingly go to buy stuff they don't need. Like, for instance, when I buy on AliExpress or like from cheaper brands or anything, I really make sure that I will use the item. And I mean, unless it's like completely broken, I'll throw it out. And even then, like, I really try to use products to the maximum. I've been minimalizing certain things I use. And in general, I kind of feel like when I make the choice of buying something, I make sure it's long lasting. So it's very weird to me to see Americans, like, I understand from a psychological perspective that obviously I'm a different person and everyone is different from everyone has different values, everyone has different cultures, there's class difference, but when it comes to like buying stuff you don't need and you just do it for the video, it just feels weird. Maybe because I had jumped classes while I was growing up. Like I had poverty, medium, rich, I had everything throughout my life. So obviously, and specifically the poverty period really impacted me. So I really don't understand this sort of mindset of buying just to buy. And specifically, like when you order from these places which clearly have some violations, you just buy in bulk and then you go off to a private jet. But for some reason, everyone sort of focuses on the whole rather than the private jet. And that's where I'm just completely lost. Like, sure, like if we go in a bubble, like our private jets, nice, I guess they are. I don't know, but like specifically right now, when we're talking about certain ecological problems, like when we're really trying to minimize what is happening to our planet and focus on stuff like that, it really feels weird to me when you focus on people who, yes, they hurt the planet, but they don't hurt the planet as much as the private jet goers go. And it's interesting, I discussed this quite a while ago with my partner, and he was like, I don't understand why they just don't ban private jets factually. And that's the problem, because we need to factually address this. Like, the rich can really get away with everything. Like, if they'll give them a fine, they'll pay the fine, you know? It doesn't matter. They have the money to get out of anything if they have the right amount of money. So, and again, because I really think that classes are the biggest divider in our society, it makes more sense to me. And I don't understand why people wish to, for someone in general, to sort of be unequal to them. And this is something I really cannot comprehend for the life of me. So, yeah, and in general, like looking at American politics and everything, or like the American dream of like working hard and then you'll get everything you're gonna get, or everything you deserve, is just absurd. We need certain systems to help us. We need free healthcare. We need different social programs to help us when we're down. We need everything a person factually needs. We need to have home, shelter, food, our necessities met, hygiene products, clothing, shoes. So it's really weird that people tend to blame people who may not be in a position to do this, to limit their expenses from Shein to like, rather to withdraw from buying Shein or AliExpress stuff, and then buy some sustainable brands. And in general, I'm very sort of wary, because every time I see sustainable brands being discussed, I just see links to American websites, and it's like, I don't know these brands, I don't know their quality. I don't want to wait like months on end and pay extra tax. So I do understand that I sometimes can come from a place where I feel like we have a lot of issues, and frankly, I just think we should just get rid of the rich, and classes are a massive sort of problem factually. Like this whole division, this whole idea that it's okay to let people starve, it's okay to leave people on the streets, is just something I cannot fathom. It's just, I don't get it. I don't understand why you'd be so vicious to someone. And it's not just because I've experienced phrases like that thrown at me, but in general, I never understood that. Like, why do you have to be above everyone, you know? And specifically, like, above this anonymous average. And in general, I don't understand why people, like, don't get it. I don't know. Like, I understand that there's certain traits, there's certain factors that can be at play, there's certain things, but in general, I guess I just grew up being a very sort of sympathetic and empathetic person. So many things are, so not understanding another human being is something I don't understand. Well, factually. So, factually, at this point, I'm just tired. At this point, I just really want to I don't know, I'm just tired. The rich should get taxed more, the rich shouldn't have the wealth they have, and specifically in a difficult situation. And like going back to like poverty memories, like I can't imagine being in a situation where even you refuse to share your food. Like, I just don't get it. And in this case, you have all the amounts to sort of feed people, and you don't do it. And among that, the people, the ones who have a bit more food, are complaining at everyone, whether they have a bit more or a bit less, but they ignore the rich people. So it's very complicated, weird dynamics, in my opinion. So just blame people who rise to power through unethical means. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you liked it, please click a like. Feel free to write a comment. Feel free to subscribe. Also have my coffee link down in the link. Not in the link, it's in the description box. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and yeah.